Following, let's take you around Yas Marina and introduce the circuit we're going to race tonight. Well, it is Yas Marina, and it's very important in the driver's standings. On your left-hand side of the screen, you can see Hawks has 122 to BP's 102, and he's taken pole. Hawks will start on the second row, and then it will be swat up. He's in third in the drivers. Kiwi's not here to defend anything, so Bambi could overtake Kiwi tonight and beat his teammate. So in the drivers, it's still all to play for a lot of them. Look how tight it is. But the final showdown here at Abu Dhabi between Hawks and BPVA, anybody could win. Hawks needs to do at least 8th or better. I think that was what we worked out.
I know, sixth for guaranteed. 7th, it becomes a bit dicey, and I think 8th, he would lose out on a count back.
Well, if you're not familiar with Yas Marina, let's go over it now. It is a 5.5 kilometre circuit with 21 turns, 2 DRS zones, which are very effective at orchestrating overtakes. And as you can see in that third and final sector, lots of tricky turns. Turn 17 and turn 3 are going to probably catch people out today. It is a dry, but as the sun sets here in Abu Dhabi, it has been 7 rounds. There's no more chances left. BP, can he take the win from Hawks? We're about to find out in just a few moments. Get your bets in. Let's do this. And welcome to the final of this season for the FNL1 F1 Championship. Well, BP taking the field around now. And hopefully, guys, this is going to be the most exciting thing you're going to see tonight. We always have good races here on FNL1. And I welcome you in. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed everything you're seeing, if you're enjoying the action, don't forget to just smash the like, and don't forget to follow if you want to catch all the eSport events we have here. And we do have the final of the GT3 Pro Series coming up next Sunday, so don't miss that. We will have some off-season events planned as well, so some of the community out there that don't get to play with us might be able to get involved. So make sure you're in the Discord as well, guys. But like I said, tonight's everything to play for BP. And Wardy Chill, he just had to stick his nose in there, didn't he? And make it a little bit more difficult for Hawks.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, is this something of a vision of the future here? With that racing point, splitting the two Mercs. We know, look at BP taking a little bit sideways there on the formation. But we know in the real world that the new racing point is pretty much a copy of the Merc car. And from the practice times that I saw today, Perez had that thing up in 4th place. So Wardy Chill might be showing us a glimpse of the future.
Who knows? This series can sometimes mimic the real world, especially with the way it's set up with the drivers. You can see Mercedes boys are on top. But look at that. We're lining up. 16 drivers. Kiwi and Hammock are in the race.
Yeah, they've so they must have had an accident in that first qualifying sector, and that's what put them out. But yeah, they will be taking up the back of the grid. So Kiwi's still in this, and he's a bit of a hard charger. He can come through the grid.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take you through the start of this race. Waiting for the lights now. 5 lights. And we're up and underway as the final round of FNL1 Season 7. There's a little bit of lag there between Simo and Bambi, but Hawks very wide through turn 1, and he's almost going to be swamped. Keno, though, he's catapulted himself up into 2nd place. Bambi doing well as Blinksworld is right on his tail. We've got a yellow in the sector. I'm not sure if there's been an accident or not, but Major Dan is all the way back down the end. The yellow's maintained itself, and everybody squeezes in to get up into the first straight. Good start, a little bit hectic, and yes, Major Dan was spun. And I'm not sure if he's missing anything, but yeah, a few end plates here or there. So Major Dan was in a small incident early on. BP takes an early lead. Captain Kino is giving chase though, and the sprint is on this lap.
Yeah, Wardychill has dropped down into 7th now. Bad start for Wardychill, but Kino out of nowhere. I mean, literally, I missed it because I was looking behind him at that start going into turn 1 and 2. So Kino, superb. And to be honest, he's sort of pulled a bit of a gap from Hawks, and he's all over the back of BP, at least for now.
He is. There's Wardy Chill, his right-hand side front wing there was flapping in the wind. I don't know if it was just the energy that was being propelled through the car as he jumped over the curves, but it definitely had some movement on it, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Fly Swatter is just sandwiched in between the two racing points at the moment, and he wants to do well for himself tonight because he could change the constructors and how that one ends up at the end. Captain Kino goes fastest lap, so he's gone even quicker than BP did, which is incredible. So that's a very, very quick first lap from Kino.
Yeah, he looks very much on it, and definitely, that track knowledge from last night's F2 race is given him a bit of an advantage here. Not to mention that BP did race in the F2s last night, but I must say, not at the level that Kino had to race in order to take the fight to Kang was, and is now the F2 champion.
So Major Dan had to go into the pit lane, and well, it hasn't worked out for him because he's been caught speeding very early on. So Major Dan's race is falling apart at the seams very, very early for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He got caught up somewhere there on that turn 3 entry, which is also probably the second most trickiest track, to be honest, especially under heavy fuel load.
Now Swatter, the distance between men and Wardy, 2/10, and the slipstream is going to be used from those in behind, but I think he's just going to hold it off it now. DRS, when it gets activated, Wardy chill. He got some warnings there. He ran very wide at the chicane, and he had to cut the corner slightly. That's where he got the penalty. Wasp also getting some penalties.
So trying to just come through now into this Mickey Mouse section, Sector 3 now. And there's very close pack racing now developing in that midfield.
Right,
and to be honest, Kino has lost a little bit of time there by my split to BP, and now he's under direct threat from Hawks.
Blinksworld is probably going to put Bambi in some pressure this lap. He's 5th place, 5/10 down, and DRS should be on for him to use this time. So once he gets to the detection zone, that's a bit of a tongue twister, he'll be able to activate that and give himself a slight boost. But he needs a good exit. He's gone wide. I think he wants to get the power down for the exit. Here we go. He lost a lot of time though on the exit. It grew to almost a second, so he lost 5/10 on one corner alone. And Kino's been overtaken down that straight. Hawks just pulls it up in time. Kino, though, won't be giving up, and the longer these two battle it out, the more BP's going to disappear. So, I don't know. Do they want to work together? Probably not. Kino wants to upset this rivalry right tonight.
That's right, and Kino got the second bite of the cherry with the second DRS and manages to hold off Hawks. But this is the thing now, Hawks, does he really need to fight Kino? He can probably just comfortably just stay behind Kino and if anything, wait for Kino to make a mistake maybe and take it that way, but not necessarily force the issue unless he wants to, I don't know, prove his point to BP.
Well, race drivers have egos, so, you never want to finish behind anyone. So I'm sure that's playing a part of it at the moment. Maybe when we get a few more laps in, he might settle down and maybe reassess. But yeah, at the moment, he's doing the good thing. He doesn't seem to be attacking too hard. He had a chance to overtake. He went for it. But he hasn't really pressed the issue since. So we'll just keep an eye on that one at the front for now. Now, Crazy Kiwi. Look at this pack racing down here. From 8th back, it is just a mess. There's cars everywhere. Crazy Kiwi. Where does he go? He tried to open the gap up. They darted left, then to the right. Swatter, though, was all over it. Next season, he'll have a rear vision mirror to help him do that. But Crazy Kiwi now will get DRS. Here we go. He's on the mediums versus softs. And he's a lot closer this time. He's gone to the inside. Look where Swat is going, trying to bully him off circuit, but he had to come back across because Kiwi had that extra pace. And he's pulled the car up in time, and he's got the position for now. So 8th place for him. There's lots of changes happening in behind. Simo gets ahead of Wasp.
Yeah, a bit of a pact forming here behind Swider. Kiwi's now broken that, and he's now off as I expected. Kiwi's definitely one of those chargers through the pack, and now in terms of Red Bull, they've cleared the leading Williams. So as it stands, they've secured 2nd spot. Red Bulls have in the Constructors' Championship.
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that, but let's take a quick replay of that. Look at this. We saw Warrior Wasp take a little bit of an excursion. He touched Simo, and then we saw from the nose cam how Simo just had the wiggles on. Look at this. Check this out. He missed the corner. He's cut it, got the penalty, rejoined, tagged Simo. Look at Simo. Oh, so lucky to hold that.
Definitely. That would have been a wild ride for Simo, he would have thought.
Oh, very early on indeed. It was a little bit sloppy, but Wasp got away with it, and he continues on with the chase. As attack is there, though, to pressurise Wasp. And let's see.
Safety car. Banana, he's gone.
Oh, it's a weird spot. I must have got on the power too soon because he's in the wall on the last turn.
On the last turn, yeah. So, yeah, how he's managed that. I mean, it is, if you take too much apex there, you can get the car very unsettled and even bounce across. And, yeah, so he's put it in the wall somehow. So, our first safety car of the night. So now it'll be interesting, you know, for me, a couple of those soft tyre guys, especially Swatter and Breeden, seem to be struggling. So I'll be interested to see if they come in here and choose to pit now under the safety car and get either onto a medium tyre and then try and use the soft tyre at the end in a two-stop strategy.
Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, if the race had gone a few more laps, the soft tyre guys would have been pretty happy with that. But I don't know. It's sort of on a do you do it, do you don't do it sort of boundary. It's sort of an on the fence, you could call it.
Well, I would, you know, if I was in those guys' position in 9th and 10th, I think that'd be a good time to sort of just, you know, reset yourself. Get on that medium tyre. They don't, you know, especially Swatter and Breeden, they don't look like they have any substantial advantage on that soft tyre at the moment. If anything, it's going to start to work against them now, you know?
No, you're right. Yeah, they definitely didn't seem to have, you know, superior grip on the exit, especially coming into the DRS zones where you want that advantage. So we'll see what happens this time around. We've got Ming going in. He might have damage. Kiwi's in. Swatter's in, and Breeden's in. So you're right, they have come in.
Yeah, so there you go. So a couple of them are going to change their strategy up, and by pulling the trigger here, I'm pretty certain that you're committing to a two-stop strategy now.
Absolutely. Crazy Kiwi comes out. I think he got ahead of Ming through that. I think he did. So I don't know if I think Ming might have had a nose change, and that was enough for Kiwi to jump him in the pits.
Well, there you go. The Red Bulls are on it. Even with Kiwi having a bit of a shocker in qualifying, you know, he's now from the back of the grid. He's, you know, halfway up the grid.
Yeah, it's worked wonders for him. Wasp and Andrew HRT have gone on the hard tyre. So clearly they're one stopping.
Yeah, well,
sorry.
They're one stopping. Yeah, they're going to try one stop. I think we can we try and cross over to Hawks? I think we got Hawks on the mic while we were on the safety car here, and see his impression of the opening couple of laps.
You there, Hawks?
I think we've got his mic muted though.
I'm here, but not on the computer range, boys. I am.
So yeah, I would say we can hear you loud and clear. That opening stint there was a bit dicey there. Breeden getting in, splitting the two Mercs. Then Keno, after turn one, getting involved. Yeah, not an easy guy to get past, it looked like there for you, Hawks.
Oh, yeah, it was a bit of a shocking start. Yeah, I got a good jump initially on Woody, and then my car, just the first few corners, just ended up no turning. I just had so much understeer. just kept me sailing wide, and then Kimo, he just came up like a rocket ship, completely surprised me, and he's just straight away kept up with BP for a while. Yeah, I was happy to get back around him, but now I've got to focus on obviously what's in front of me.
And I guess, you know, there's no harm in asking you, are you guys doing a 2-stopper or a 1-stop?
My strategy is a 2-stop, but I'm going to try and heavily undercut BP. I was tempted to go on another set of mediums with the safety car and maybe try and do another just a 1-stop, but I don't think I was going to stretch it, so I think I'm going to go for a 2-stop.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
The undercut. Well, good luck with that. We know it worked in the F2. Is that where you got the idea from?
It sure was. Yeah, I was watching. I think it was a Kino, and I can't remember who was fighting with, but yeah, he got a huge shot. I think was it Nicky or something?
Keg.
Keg, that's the one. Yeah. He had such a huge advantage. So luckily, my teammate can't hear me. The comms are sealed off to the other car right now. So hopefully his team's not watching on the pit window.
Yeah, this is a secure channel.
Secure channel. Yeah, no, that's good. Well, yeah, hopefully, I think we've got one more lap of this safety car. But yes, no, it's very, very interesting. Good to see good battling behind too, from what I've been seeing in my rearview mirror.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some fast guys there behind you, that's for sure.
Well,
it definitely is.
We'll let you warm those tyres up, and I'm sure if another safety car comes, we'll be having a chat again. But good luck. Don't go too hard, but entertain us.
Yeah, definitely give us some entertainment. Yeah.
Oh, look, you know, I might be comfortable sort of in the championship to a degree, but trust me, I know from the other 15 cars in the grid right now, or 14 cars behind BP, we all want that victory. So. The championship's nice, but I like another win. I like the trophy.
That's it. That's the way. That's the spirit.
No worries, guys. I'll catch you guys a bit later on.
No worries.
Thanks for having a chat.
No problems, guys.
Well, that was Hawks. We're watching him right now. He's second at the moment. He's leading this championship by 20 points over BP. So. At the moment, for the race was to finish right now, he takes the trophy.
Yeah, but, you know, as he said, you know, and as you said too, Josh, racer is a racer. Yeah. And, you know, it's first place or first of the losers. Yeah,
and it's interesting that he's going to try that undercut. If he times it right, obviously, because if BP goes in when he was aiming to do that, then it's all over Red Rover.
Well, I definitely put it on BP that he's going to try and do a 1-stopper, and we know that he's very good on his tyres. He can actually stretch out and do a 1-stopper without losing too much pace at all.
Oh, Bambi on the restart, he was sideways on the exit. He was so lucky not to end up in the wall then. We just caught it. Wow, what a moment for Bambi! And as he's got his cheer squad cheering him along in the chat room, big moment for him. But look at this, he's under immediate pressure from Blinksworld, who's come from strength to strength in both the F2s and now the F1s. And he's going to be one to watch in the coming seasons. And wow, that was a restart that almost caused Bambi. I'm sure his pants are a little bit brown.
Yeah, that's definitely was a brown moment, and I have to say, these F1 cars, you can't get a lot of slip angle on them without losing it completely, and if you had to ask me, that was right on the limit.
Oh, I don't know how he did that. That thing had a 90-degree angle, I swear to you. It was just an incredible feat to just get that thing pointing straight again, but he did it, and Wasp right now just chasing Breed in. Oh, there's been some carbon there. I think Wardy's been in an incident. Look at that.
Kiwi's gone up into 4th.
Well, virtual safety car is out. Let's have a look, see if we can't see what happened to Wardy. Just keep an eye on the right-hand side of the screen. No, we're looking at the wrong car, but you can see Wardy already stranded. And that's when the virtual was put out. Okay,
Well,
so drama very early on in this race.
Yeah, I just saw Blink. Yeah, Blink's coming into the pits. He's got some damage on the nose cone. Probably an end plate on the wing, actually. But, oh, and Kiwi's, you know, got a penalty there for cutting the track on that restart.
Oh, Keno. He's pointed the wrong way.
Oh, no.
Oh, he gets it back in time, but I don't know what happened to Keno, but oh, he was putting up a massive fight with Hawks, and that has just ended that. So, yeah.
Oh, that's really, that's hurt him bad. And that's turn 3 for you, as I said early on in the race. You know, turn 3 is extremely fast, but on a heavy fuel load, you've got to lift through there. If you don't, the car, because it's on the top of the crest too, the car gets so light and the rear end just wants to come out. And once it does at that speed, there's no bambing it back.
Oh, not at all. Ming and Simo, though, are giving each other a good run. Ming does have the soft tyres on, so he needs to use them effectively now and try to catch those 2 Red Bulls ahead of him. Thank you very much, Oz, as well, for sharing. And you've also liked the stream, Oz. Thank you, bro. And we've got a race here tonight. We just saw the 2 Red Bulls. A little bit of netcode going on there. It was a little bit weird, but I'm sure those guys will sort it out amongst themselves. Simo, yeah, those fuel loads are starting to affect some of these guys. I don't know, the track might be cooling down a little as the sun sets, and they need to adapt to the change in track conditions now.
Yeah, that's right. And also, the fuel is starting to burn off, but you're right, the track conditions are definitely changing now. Probably the biggest change that we're going to get during the race here now.
So, Simo's gone wide, and Swatter still can't do anything about it. He is chasing the Ferrari. Oh, he's tagged him.
Tagged him.
Did he?
Damage.
Was that was damage to Swatter?
Oh, that's going to hurt him because he's on a fresh set of medium tyres now, you know, and he really doesn't want to pit for quite a while. So that's going to really hurt him. And I'm wondering now if Simo's, you know, get a puncher out of this too, potentially.
Oh, it's easy to do. We've seen it happen. Season 5 was the season of punctures. There's almost a puncture every race that season. Swatter does get the jump on Simo. Oh, what happened to him? He was on the curbing and hit the brake and it just, no traction. That car didn't want to stop.
Well, I think that's a classic case of what happened to Vettel, you know, in Silverstone. He got behind the car, lost front aero under braking, and then just tagged Swatter in the rear. So what goes around comes around. Here's
the replay. And, oh yeah, he just hit the back right of Swatter. So puncture potential for both of them at the moment. So we'll have to keep an eye on their tyres and see if they do come into the pits. But they're both wearing damage after that. Close racing, sometimes you can get some wounds. And they're now licking their wounds coming out of that little tussle. HRT, wow, that was close to the back end of Azatak. He's fighting for the top 10 at the moment. He is on the hard tyre, so he's going for that one stop. And he wants to jump a few people here as they take to their pit stops in the next few laps for some of them.
Hawks down with the 3-second time penalty as well. And I tell you now, Kiwi in that Red Bull, he's closing in on Hawks. You know, for Red Bull driver starting at the back of the grid, he's now on the podium as it stands.
Well, Breeden, we're watching him overhead as he chases Swatter down. And there's a good little tussle here. He's going to have DRS on Swatter, who is now into 6th place. He's promoted himself comfortably already. And like I said, looking good in the constructors. DRS for Breeden. He's not used it. So it could be malfunction. It does happen from time to time. Into the braking zone. He wasn't able to make any time at all without DRS. So Breeden really needed that actuator to work and open for him. Again, he's going to have it. Still, it doesn't activate it.
Yeah, wow, so definitely a malfunction there with his DRS then.
So, Breeden, he's going to have to do it the old hard way. Simo, I think he got the move on Wasp. And he does just have the lead ahead of him. So the Ferrari man moves himself in 8th place. Wasp now has to give chase. And he is on 4-lap old soft, so he's not going to have many laps left in them. He's going to have to think about pitting very soon.
Yeah, the soft tire just really not working around here today. Ming, obviously pitted and went back on the soft, so obviously he's definitely a two-stopper. But the pace of the medium runners is faster than the soft pace.
Yeah, it's a bizarre phenomenon that happens at some tracks, and we've seen it before. It does happen. Wasp, though, a lot closer this time, turning into the apex. Oh, he's just hit the Ferrari, but he does get ahead. I don't think they lost any carbon there, so they both got away with that. But Wasp saw the gap open up, and he's just dived on in there. He was entitled to that room, and he took it.
Well, now Kiwi's all over the back of him, well and truly in DRS zone, and he's going to go and take that second spot off Hawks.
Kiwi's got a point to prove tonight, and he wants to be the disturber, which was once Wardy. It is now Crazy Kiwi. So Hawks, why is he losing so much pace?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, normally I would say he's just being conservative. He doesn't need to finish second. There doesn't seem to be any damage on his car, but he definitely told us when we crossed over to him that he wants to, challenge BP for the win. But, as it stands, Kiwi is faster in that Red Bull.
Oh, he's come alive. It's amazing. So, yeah, Kiwi. The gap, though, to him and BP, 4 seconds. I think that's going to grow. But BP needs to stay mistake-free. But, yeah, Kiwi, look at this man go. He's on a mission right now. His next target will be that Mercedes. Can he steal the first place away from BP V8? There's still enough time to do it, so we'll see what happens.
And Ming is now, getting close. He's well within DRS range of Hawks as well. So has Hawks got an issue?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Ming is on the softs, but they are 7 laps old. And let's just take a look on board. They don't look like they're blistering too much just yet. So Ming might be able to have a crack here. DRS, activation line, there it is. There's the wing. You see the letterbox size gap open up. You can post your mail to him through that wing. Here we go, it's to the inside line. Hawk's really not defending it at all. He's just letting Ming go. And that's another spot demoted for Hawks. He just is not on pace right now.
Yeah, this is now, contradicting what he told us. He's got the DRS open. Will he get a second bite on Ming? He does seem close enough, but no, he doesn't go for it. So I wonder if Hawks is taking, just decided, well, I'll just take the conservative approach. He's got a good buffer from 5th, the second Red Bull Bambi. So he's comfortably safe from 7th place, and that's his target. He just needs to finish 6th or higher, and the championship is his.
Yeah, Breeden, we just watched him with DRS again, but again it didn't open up, so it's really hurting his race not being able to use that because he just can't get the top end to get around Swatter at the moment. It is going to be frustrating for him, but he'll work on it. And there's penalties being handed out left and right tonight, so what you see on the left-hand side might not be what the final classification is. Hawks is in. He's on the softs.
Right, so this is,
it's a long way to go.
Yeah, it is definitely a long way to go. Unless he's relying on another safety car.
I don't know. I'm surely... Has he stopped already? Let's have a look at the stops. We've got that technology. Let's use it. Stops. Hawks, 1 stop. So he might be doing 2 stints on softs.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. But I mean, his pace there on that medium tyre was nothing crack hot. So yeah, he's going to really need to pull out all the aces on these 2 stints that he's going to do on the soft tyre.
Bambi and Ming, BP and Bambi are the only 2 yet to stop now. So we'll keep an eye on those guys for them taking it into the pit lane. Hawks, though, gets around as attack. Not as easy as I thought he would, but he is on some new soft tyres, and it looks like he's going to go for, a 2-stopper and run 2 stints on softs because there's no way he can get to the end from here on those tyres. They'll blow up on him.
Yeah, they'll just go to the canvas.
Now,
interesting to see what Hawks' pace is going to be like once he gets past Warrior Wasp, which is 1.1 second now up the road. He's going to have a bit of fresh air, so he'll probably have 2 or 3 laps of fresh air, and that's where he really needs to punch out some purples.
Ming's in, and he's gone for mediums, so the man in the McLaren can get back out and racing again. Breedin still chasing Swatter, and he really desperately wants his DRS to work. Let's see if he gets it this time around, because there's been a few laps now that he's been down on that advantage. So he was within the detection within the second. So let's see what happens with Breedin now. Swatter got a fantastic exit and almost disappears into the Shadow Realm, and again the DRS not being used. So Breedin really will be upset by that.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be hoping for the pit stop couldn't come soon enough, because I'm pretty sure that if you got a problem like that, when you pit, it'll reset it. It's like the team have fixed it while you were in the pits. But usually, the DRS does come back to you after a certain amount of laps.
It does. I was just making note. Oh, look at that as attack. Oh, Wasp had no speed at all.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, he's in 6th gear and he was only doing about 260.
He could have some mechanical problems, and when I say mechanical, I mean real mechanical problems with his stim rig.
Yeah, look. The car doesn't seem right at all.
Yeah, just a bit funny there, but he's got Azza ahead of him now. He has caught back up to Azza a bit. So interesting what was going on there.
Bambi inside the pit lane now for those watching Bambi.
And BP is pitting as well. He's come out of the tunnel, so BP's gone on another set of mediums. So he's going to do the last stint on a set of softs. So there is a bit of a split strategy from the Mercedes.
Yes, they've changed it up. Hawks didn't get the undercut that he wanted. Well, he was a long way behind anyway. I think he did gain some time out of it, though.
Yeah, he definitely gained some time when you look at it. 100% he gained. By my calculations, he's gained about 3 seconds.
Yeah, and that's pretty close to what the F2's got. So, but he's going to have to pit again.
Well, that's when you want another 3 seconds gain if he pits earlier than BP.
Yeah, so let's see what happens, because this one's really starting to turn up to be quite an interesting race on strategy. BP's making his way to the front of the pack again. He's just got through Swatter and he's into 2nd place. Kiwi has taken temporary lead of this one, and it's all to play for some of these guys right now. Breedin, though, is just ahead of Hawks, so Hawks wants to clear this racing point ASAP. Breedin got out of the way there. I don't know if he just got caught up by the faster car, but he's given space, he's given room. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if he gave the room or he got a bit, just a bit shocked by the speed of the Hawks was coming at him there.
Yeah, he did come out of nowhere. So it is what it is. Keno's on the hard tyres now, so he's going to go to the end from here. Major Dan's just ahead of him. Captain, such a shame for Keno. He turned himself around in the opening few laps, and he hasn't really been able to get up any further than last place at the moment. It is what it is, though.
Hawks is now being held up by Swatter in the first sector. There's nowhere to pass there. He has to wait now until the hairpin, come out of the hairpin and get the DRS on him. But this has now opened the gap. BP immediately now gaining 2 seconds. So whatever Hawks gained on that other cut, he's just lost.
Here he goes, DRS open, and Swatter really didn't want to give him the spot. Tried to cut his line, but Hawks had the superior pace. He's taken 3rd place for now. Keno with a 3-second time penalty. That's a shame for him. Swatter will be swamped by Breedin shortly. Like Ozzy was saying, the DRS bug seems to be around a lot more than normal lately. Again, conspiracies. They've put they've put time bombs in the code that go off near the release of the next game, so everybody gets sick of this one and they go buy the new one. And welcome, Stephen. It's good to have you along with us. We're enjoying this. It's the final tonight, and it is between BP and Hawks. At the moment, Hawks is going to lift that trophy.
So I'm just going to have a look at BP's lap time as he crosses the line here and see if Hawks is, he's matching or exceeding that pace. BP now coming around the final corner. He's going to cross the line at 38.5. Nice time there by BP as Hawks now crosses the line, and Hawks only with a 1 minute 40. Now we did need to clear Fly Swatter on that lap, so his first sector time was compromised, and by my calculation it was compromised by a full 2 seconds. So again, I'll keep tabs on their lap times after this lap.
Now there's a battle happening between the two alphas, Captain Kino and Major Dan. Major Dan doing absolutely everything that he can, and as that's happened, that's brought Blink's World into the mix, and 2 turned to 3, and Dan's lost 2 spots after a small error. But now there's a huge chase happening between Kino and Blinks. They're going to turn this into a sprint race at the end here. Exciting stuff for them down the back end of the field. But you might as well. This is a race. They want to beat each other, and beat each other. They're going to try.
Yeah, they sure will. And Blink there really all over the back as he puts his nose down to that chicane, and a little bit of a tap there. No damage, but got away with. Oh no, there is a little.
No,
bit
there
of
was damage. There was definitely a winglet that went flying. So it would have been Blinks' wing. Kino is just a sitting duck. He'll get DRS though on the second run. So watch Kino probably fight back, get through this braking zone. Blinks slows his car down too. Kino's going to be close enough though to do the instant reply. There's the detection line, DRS line there. Here we go. DRS is open for him. They're cut right over to the left-hand side. Kino goes out to the long way. He tries to sweep around Blinkswell, but Blinks just had it. Great defense from Blinkswell there. And some good racing happening through the field.
Yeah, Blink there, he held a very much tighter line, really forced Kino to go the long way around, and it was just enough to hold him out. Stephen
saying 2020 has been ordered, as well as the Logitech G920. So you're on the Xbox.
Well, I missed their lap times, but Hawks has lost another 2 seconds to BP. So for some reason, that soft tyre is not really working.
No, it isn't, is it? It's a shame for Hawks, but these things happen. He has got more points, so he's not going to be too worried, but the ego will be what gets hurt out of this one.
Yeah, definitely might cop a bit of a dent.
3 second time penalty for BP. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, the G29 or the G920, which is the Xbox version, that is an awesome wheel to start on. I would totally recommend it. If you're on PC, get the G27. That is even better value if you don't know what you're getting. But some really good wheels. This is Wardy Chill coming up behind Simo. Still isn't close enough really to pressurise him. Andrew HRT, I think, got done by Breeden just then. And Kino is working his way forward. He's just got ahead of Blinksworld, so he's finally done what he wanted to do. And he can start to build a little bit of buffer room between them now and get some pace into his lap times.
It's interesting now, the Hawks is losing a lot of pace in the fast area, sector 1, which is surprising on that soft tyre. But it tells you that that soft tyre only seems to be good for like 4 laps, and then really starts to not just lose the edge, but it starts to fall off the grip line.
Well, Swatter's in the pit lane. He's got soft tyres on, and Kiwi is only 9/10 away from BP here.
So BP took him, but Kiwi's still got a pit.
He does. He really does. I did forget that. I thought we were on for a crazy finish, but
No, but you never know. Kiwi's now definitely stringing this out. And obviously Kiwi's pitted already, I figure, on 14 laps. So Kiwi's just got to pit one more time, whereas he knows that BP and Hawks still have to pit one more time as well.
Simo got a move done on HRT. I think HRT's about to be bitten by Wardy Chill as well. He might be able to reply though, because he's going to have DRS on Simo. And he does. Simo is going to be a bit of a sitting duck, but he gets to the braking zone before both of them. Holds the position. Wardy dives in there as well. And back end slipping. Wardy's done well to hold that one. He just needs to be a little bit careful now. And Kiwi inside that pit lane now.
I'm interested to see where Kiwi, because he stayed out very long. So, excuse me, but Hawks, Ming, and maybe even Hawks and Ming definitely got him on the undercut. So Kiwi stayed out quite a long time, but definitely now he's going to go to the end on that soft tyre, and that's probably the lifespan that you'd want to do it. So he's got about 7 laps on that soft tyre. So yeah, Kiwi can push on those tyres without being too compromised on that last lap.
Now Swatter dives up the inside at turn 1, and the Renault is bitten. And look at that, he's immediately back on the defense because Wardy Chill wants a bit of the action as well. Side by side through this crazy fast section in Sector 1. Oh, they almost come together at the S's before the hairpin. Wardy somehow managed to do that. That was almost a collision, but he got it done. And you can see Azatak's going to have a bite at HRT too, so those hard tyres are really starting to fall off this close to the end of the race.
Yeah, 15 laps, but the hard tyre was never an optimal tyre for this track, especially at night as the temperatures cool off. The hard tyre does struggle to maintain grip.
It's certainly showing its ugly head here. What track are the trials on next season? They are a secret, and even if I knew, I don't even know, to be honest.
I think we'll make an announcement early next week for the dates of the trials, the process of the trials, and what tracks they're going to be held on. Yeah. We're just waiting for everyone to, well, personally, we're all waiting to get our hands on the new game and see what we can do with it first. That's the critical thing here.
Yeah, we've got to see what the new processes are, what they do and don't allow, what does and doesn't work, because we tried to get the league system working in this game, and we figured there was too many issues, so things had to change halfway through a season and it caused issues. So we've learned our lesson, and we're gonna test the product before we go head on into it, because we want to make it the smoothest transition possible. But
Hawks has now just pitted, come out, and he's just ahead of Kiwi. So Kiwi, by staying out as long as he did, he's actually given Hawks, in effect, almost a free pit stop. And now it's status quo, but Hawks is 1 lap of fresher tyres than Kiwi.
You're not wrong. Stephen asking, BB can't win if Hawks get points. Pretty much. At the moment, the way it stands, Hawks is going to take the title. There goes Ad's attack on HRT, and those failing hard tyres really starting to slow him down now. And Ad's attack got the job done very easily with DRS. This is Simo on Swatter, who's now in 7th. And look at the pace this Ferrari has. He's going to be on the outside the long way. So Swatter's going to defend the line well. And he does hold him up for now. So Simo's going to have another bite at the cherry in the next lap. Kiwi's fallen off about 5/10 that lap on Hawks. So Hawks are starting to disappear.
Yeah, and that's the edge. Like now that they're on equal tyres, albeit the 1 lap younger tyres, Hawks is now really putting the pedal to the metal. But Kiwi probably knows that if you go too hard too soon on this soft tyre, you might be vulnerable at the end.
Definitely. And let's see what Hawks can do. There have been some crazy stories come out of these championships, so we'll see what happens at the end. Simo chasing down Swatter. He's just outside DRS at this moment, so he's not going to get it this time around, unfortunately. Swatter looks like he's picked up his pace somewhat, used that ERS effectively. Simo is recharging it though. Look at that, he's on 0. Turns it up to 5, so he is on the attack, but he's almost 1.5 seconds away from Swatter, so needs to make up a lot of time. Chasey Dane saying, looking at the next level FGT light racing sim. It is a rabbit hole once you get into sim racing, bro. So just be careful, because some people can spend a lot of money.
And we know a few.
We definitely do. And while it is nice to have the good stuff, it doesn't make you quicker necessarily. So, yeah. But you know what? If you've worked hard for the money and that's how you enjoy your time, go for it. This is HRT on Keno 410s. Keno, look at that. Just sublimely navigated those corners, and there was not much HRT could do.
BP just out of the pits. He's now on the soft tyre and already holding the fastest lap of the race, but no doubt going to smash that lap time now. And he's a clear 5 seconds ahead of Ming. Now, I just checked Ming's pits. Ming is good to go to the end, so Ming does not need to pit. Now, Hawks is on the faster tyre, 1.5 seconds, but Ming will be desperately holding on to, if not a second place. He really doesn't want to relinquish a podium here, and he knows that he's got two of probably the fastest guys in the series behind him on softer tyres.
Yeah, it's a daunting task now for Ming. 5 laps to go, including the one we're on. It's going to be a hard task, but let's see what he can do with it. Like Steven says, Hawks just needs to take it easy and finish without any mistakes, or worse, crashing out. We were talking to him through the safety car period, and he's a race driver. He doesn't want to finish behind anyone. So
that's right.
Yeah, but he will need to check himself before he wrecks himself, so to speak. At the moment, though, all is good. And he's just about to upset Ming's day here, I think.
So Kiwi's fallen off a little bit off this pack now. I'm still wondering if Kiwi's sort of conserving his tyres, because Ming would want to hold these guys off for another, say, 3 laps, 2 laps, and then, well, you know, if you can hold them off for 2 laps, their tyres might be shot and they might not have anything in the end. Hawks, he'd be knowing this, and he'd really want to get this overtake done in this first DRS zone and be cleared with him. Now, Kiwi now starting to gain back a little bit, pull back a little bit of that deficit behind Hawks.
And we're getting that UI bug now on Hawks in third. His car's clearly okay, but you know what? It's really hard to say that Codemasters didn't deliberately code that in when it's been fine all year. But anyway, DRS there. Ming, he's about to come under the attack of Hawks in the second Mercedes. He's going to take second place. Ming still on podium now, but there is Kiwi looming in the background, so he's going to have to worry about that Red Bull stealing his final podium spot and his dreams of being there with the 2 fastest guys in the league at the end of this.
Ming with the DRS to assist him, but he won't get a second bite of the cherry. His drive off that chicane was nowhere near what Hawks got, and that's obviously down to the tyres. But Ming will be wanting to stay with Hawks as much as he can to get him, to try and get some DRS, but he's already fallen out of it, and that means that he's going to fall into the clutches of Kiwi sooner rather than later.
And again, Breeden, no DRS. It has not been fixed. Oh, and he gets caught out in the braking zone, fell asleep for a moment, and he's gone long, and not surprisingly gets a penalty for multiple warnings. He pulled the car up, but he's lost the time he had on Fly Swatter 2, so that is easy to do here, and that was what Breeden just did. Now the race is coming to a conclusion. We're waiting to see if Kiwi can take that podium spot away from Ming. He's on the quicker tyre.
Yeah, this is the true battle now.
Oh, definitely. At the moment in the championship, Hawks is lifting that trophy. He's worked hard for it. It would have been even closer if BP had have been classified at the Circuit of the Americas race. But you never know. This is why all the points matter through the season. And this is crazy Kiwi now. 9/10. He's going to get DRS this next time around because he's really closed the gap in on Ming.
Okay, just check their penalties. They have 3 penalties apiece, Kiwi and Ming.
Well, it's equal. Wasp gets a penalty. No DRS this time around for Kiwi. Looks like he just fell out of DRS distance.
Yeah, just out of the distance, but he's got another lap to set it up, and then he's probably going to go. He's running out of time, but still he's on the optimal tyre, unless it's now starting that soft tyre start to fall off the cliff. But I think Kiwi looked after his tyres there. He didn't bother trying to chase Hawks down. Instead, he just sort of leaned on the tyres as much as he needed to without taking too much out of it, and knowing that he's going to have a battle up ahead for that podium spot. And Major Dan is out. Major Dan is out. No safety car. Yellow flag in sector 1.
He was disqualified, so I don't know what happened to Major Dan.
Oh, well, he mustn't have changed compounds, but
there's been so many bugs at the end of this season that have really ruined some of these guys' races, and I do feel for them. Oh, Kiwi, that gave him a 3-second time penalty. So Ming, he's ahead by 3 seconds technically.
Now it'll be interesting to see what Ming does. Is he going to try and put up a big fight here, or
he's going to go for it? No, Ming.
Not much he can do.
I think Ming probably saw that pop up, and he knows he doesn't have to fight too hard, but he does have to stay within 3 seconds now. That's
right. And with another lap to go after this, Kiwi, potentially could stretch that out, being on the more advantageous tyre, if it still has life in it though.
Yeah, he's definitely stretching the life of the soft tyre. Bambi, he's just got Swatter now on his tail. The Williams driver will be looking for a promotion. Is there one on the cards for him? He comes into the braking zone. Oh, they both turn in. Almost looked like he got his nose cut off. The door's shut, and Bambi holds 5th for now. Swatter, though, chasing him down. This hunt is on. Bambi, what can he do? Swatter, what has he got in the tool shed? And don't forget as well, I'd like to let us know who you think your driver of the day is. Who do you think deserves that title tonight? Todd DeGamo has liked the stream. Thank you very much, Todd, for your support, and welcome along to this race. Hopefully you're enjoying the action tonight. The final round here of Season 7. I know I'm enjoying it. Swatter, though. Let's see what he can or can't do. Bambi just doing a fine job.
Yeah, so I think Swatter's going to get him on the DRS zone as long as he gets that good drive out of that hairpin, which he should do on those tyres if they also haven't gone on him. But definitely the soft tyres are coming close to the end of their life.
Ming is
Kiwi.
fallen to 2 seconds.
Yeah, so this is now on they're halfway around, or a little bit over halfway as they enter sector 3 now. So Ming has to keep it within 1 second. He can't fall back. He's 1.7 now.
He's doing all right. He's doing okay. If he can manage his ERS, he should be okay. Bambi, though, instant reply because he gets the DRS on the second. The checkered flag is out, and it is BP for the win. And Bambi has just got ahead of Swatter now.
Swatter crosses the line. He will be champion.
Here we go. It is on, though, between these two. They've seen the fireworks in the sky. Tries to open up the door. Swatter. Oh, Swatter gets turned around. He tried a desperate move. He might get beat up by Breeden. Breeden seizes an opportunity. Swatter just blocks the move. And Breeden saw an opportunity disappear in front of his eyes. But, oh, wow. Desperate times. Swatter almost had it, but it wasn't to be. He moves up to 5th place anyway. And Bambi is demoted to 6th.
Yeah, he got an unserved penalty for cutting a corner without gaining a position.
Wasp has been disqualified. So
Oh no.
there are some real nasty bugs starting to lurk their ugly heads in this game at the end of its life, you could say. Here we go, HRT, and this is Blink's World. He's last to take the line, but congratulations to BP on the win. But it has been Hawks' season. He'll lift the trophy after 7 rounds. Second at Abu Dhabi, but it's first in the drivers. And well done to Mercedes as well for taking the constructors.
Yeah, so it wasn't to be for BP. He did everything he could, but I guess that, you know, Hawks just had to keep a clean race, and ultimately his strategy worked to clear the other guys, but it wasn't enough to take the win off BP today.
Was giving Kiwi driver of the day after starting.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah,
Even if Kiwi didn't make it onto the podium, you know, I would have given him driver of the day coming from the back row.
It was a strong performance.
Great drive.
Very strong performance from Kiwi. But there is your final positions. BP does take the win, but it wasn't enough to take the championship. Hawks got second place. Then it was Kiwi, Ming, Swatter, Bambi, Breeden, Azatak, Wardy, and Simo are your top 10. Captain Keno did get back up to 11th. He was up there as well, fighting for podiums, but a big error from him saw that slide away, and he was sideways on an active racetrack. It was a bit of a crazy moment for him, but what a season it's been. There's been a lot to talk about, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, most definitely, and not the most climatic final, but nevertheless an engaging one, and worthy of Season 7.
Indeedy. I better unmute Hawks now, because he is out of the cockpit. We've got Kiwi here. We're just waiting for the winner, BP, and we'll have some interviews with them, guys. But good finish there, all round. I know there was a lot of penalties, Ferox. It is what happens. It is on strict, so it doesn't take much.
Yeah, and Abu Dhabi's quite notorious for it. You know, a little bit, Ferox can relate, a little bit like Paul Ricard.
Yeah, that's a... Oh, that track. Oh.
As you can see from the blue lines.
Yeah, well, it's very similar here, isn't it? Because they seem to have got their inspiration from Paul Ricard. BP, welcome.
Hello.
And congratulations on the win. Wasn't enough for the championship, but you were the quickest on track today.
Oh, there's only so much you can really do with the points remaining and the gap, so I just did what I could, and unfortunately, yeah, just not enough in the end.
Yeah, I mean, you might have been hoping for a F2 kind of incident into turn 1, and it sort of almost happened. I don't know if you're aware, if you're looking in your mirror there, but you know, shit got real in turn 2 as well.
No, I didn't really see it. Once I was focused on the arrows at the start, and once those cleared, I was pretty much forward. Since yeah, it's a lot of understeer at the start.
Was the track cooling and were the conditions changing out on track? Was that something you had to deal with?
It was definitely cooling. I noticed in the tyre temps, like first stint to second stint, the mediums, there was a massive difference. It's yeah, probably made it a bit tricky. Probably wasn't adjusted fully to it, but it did make the tyre life a bit easier. The cooler temps.
And what did you think? Obviously, you had pretty good pace on the soft tyre, but you definitely were one of the few guys that chose to do 2 stints on the medium. And we were seeing that actually the medium tyre seemed to be the faster tyre, especially early on in the race with the high fuel loads.
Yeah, well, the softs, if you start in the soft, you've already done the quali lap in Q2. You got the full tank. The softs at the start, they would last 3 laps before they really dropped. Like yeah, with the heavy tank, they got absolutely nothing after a couple of laps. So Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the win, and
Thank
looking
you.
forward to next season, resetting for the new format, and obviously going to put up a even bigger challenge. But we also have to add the interim, as we're calling them now, championships over the last 3 seasons to amalgamate it into a 21 race season to crown the grand champion. And by my calculations, I think that could be you.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't honestly. I completely forgot about that until Hawk said it just as the race finished. So yeah, I haven't checked in a while, but yeah, so I've got high hopes for that one.
Yeah, that's something that the boys in the point scoring room will have to add up over the weekend, and as soon as we've got that tally, pending any issues from the stewards after this race, hopefully we can get that result posted in no time.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that.
And then there was Hawks. Second place for you. You tried the undercut, man. Those soft tyres, you just didn't seem to have the pace, though, did you?
No, definitely gave it a fair crack. Lit my tyres up heavily on the safety car restart. But no, I was struggling for pace. I was struggling for grip. I mean, I was basically fighting with someone at some point, at every point of the track. I think if it wasn't Wardy in the racing point, it was me, it was Kiwi, it was Keno. I was almost just fighting them all off, just trying to hold them to second place.
Yeah, it definitely didn't seem like your strategy worked, but you definitely undercut a couple of the guys that got past you in that at the end of your medium stint. At that point, was your tyres really coming off, as the other guys seemed to have, both Kiwi and Ming seemed to have significantly more pace than you?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I mean, my tyres, I wasn't comfortable in the race. I know at the start I had such a very understeer car. I barely could keep it on the track. And obviously that's when Keno got me. And then, yeah, again on the safety car restart, I was struggling on the tyres. The car is definitely better on the softs rather than the mediums, but obviously the softs just don't last around here. That's why I went on the medium soft strap versus the medium soft for PP, I think.
Well, definitely a good result. You only needed to finish 6 or higher to claim the interim champion for season 7, and well done for that. It was a smart drive in the end, but not an easy one, that's for sure.
No, I mean, this goes to show again that the depth of talent in this league. You know, Keno being one of the up-and-comers from the F2s, and obviously the old-school drivers in Ming and Kiwi. And I guess you can almost count as Woody as an up-and-comer as well. Like Woody's drivers, you know, it doesn't matter if they've been here for a few seasons or since the beginning, you know. There's definitely competition throughout the field, and I think tonight's race kind of showed that any of them can potentially get up to BP's level and get a win as well. Yep.
For sure. All right, and speaking of non-newcomers, a veteran, Kiwi, from the back of the grid to a podium spot, and probably, you know, you might have been a bit, you know, you might have even been able to get a second place because Hawks' pace wasn't really on it.
Well, I was never really comfortable on the soft tyres at the end, but I kind of fucked the qualifying up.
Yeah, what happened in that qualifying? We were trying to work out, did you crash the car? Or
The third to last corner, I took too much of the curb and it bounced me across the road into the wall.
Ah, yes, that's definitely an easy thing to do if you get a bit greedy on those apexes.
I remember Hawks doing that.
Well, you got most of the guys on the stream voted you for the driver of the day. Heck, anyone that comes from 15th to 3rd in a race at this level is deserving of that. How did it feel going through the pack?
After I fucked the qualifying, I literally just took all the wing off and made it a bullet in a straight line. And it worked.
So I guess that you didn't need to comply with Parc Ferme because he didn't...
Oh no, you can change the front wing.
Oh, that's right, yes. That's all you can do, yes. Oh, well, you know, congratulations on the podium. Done really well there from 15th on the grid, and hopefully we'll get to see all of you next season.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, can't be pretty excited for the new game.
Well, thanks, guys, and you put on a great show, so it was enjoyable. We'll see what is in store for F1 2020.
Yep. And congrats, Hawks, on wrapping up this one. Did what you need to do.
Thanks, mate. And congrats as well on the overall championship, mate. You definitely smashed it in the previous season on that one, mate. I think we were saying afterwards, Mercedes definitely had a good season there. The entire...
Good finish. Good finish, yeah.
All right, guys. We'll leave it at there, and we'll see what happens. But thanks again. All right. Well,
All right, see ya.
Everybody out there, that is the end of the broadcast. That is the end of the F1 this season. Don't forget the trials are going to be announced next week. If you want to get involved, make sure you are joining up in the Discord. The link is down below in the video. It's there in Twitch. It's there on Facebook. It's there on YouTube. Just go into the description, click it, join up, fill out your member details and the tracks, and you can pick the tier you want to try for. Go for the gold. You will become a superstar. But that is it until, well, we got the next event is SFR on Monday, and then GT3 Pro Series Final on Sunday. But I'm sure we'll get some community events in between. But thanks for going on this journey with us this season. Thanks to all the new subscribers, all the new likes. We will be back very shortly, and also just thanks everybody that has hit a button today. If you hit the like button, you followed us, thank you very much. But until next time, good night, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk soon.